How do you turn this thing on? Where's the button? It's already on. Hey guys, thanks for joining me this week. This week, it's Moses on polygyny. Now, Moses forbids polygamy and polyandry, but polygyny is just fine with Moses. Polygamy is when more than one man has more than one wife. So there's many men, many wives, just a free-for-all. Moses forbids. Polyandry is when one woman has more than one husband. Moses forbids. Polygyny is when one man has more than one wife. Moses approves. Now, a wife may not have sex with any other man, but whom the husband has sex with is none of his wife's business. Moses is definitely not a simp. Are we moderns right about monogamy? Or is Moses right? Well, let's see what Moses actually says. I'm just going to read this straight out of Exodus chapter 21, starting in verse 10. If a man take another wife, the food, the clothing, and his duty of marriage to his current wife or wives shall not be diminished. There are monetary penalties and fines for not taking care of all your wives. Basically, you can take as many wives as you can afford, but none, not more. Now, this responsibility is not good for men. Polygyny is good for women. Well, now that's impossible for it to be good for women. How could that be? We moderns have it all figured out. We know everything. Man has to take only one wife. We know. We're modern. Well, let's give it a think. Let's noodle on it a minute. Polygyny reduces the number of children women have to give birth to. Hold on to that. Polygyny increases the number of women who get good husbands. Hold on to that. Polygyny reduces the sexual demands made on any one woman. Hold on to that. And polygyny increases the quality of men. Well, how is that possible? Think. There are no good men left. That's absolutely true. Think about it this way. Maybe 40% of women are responsible, good women. The other 60%, not so much. But only about 20% of men are responsible. 80% are loafers. So, under our modern monogamous paradigm, only half of the 40% of responsible good women get responsible good men. There are no men left. No good men left. That leaves 20% of good women without a good man. They have to settle for a less responsible man. But if those 40% of good women are the wives of 20% of responsible men, that means that 20% of responsible men have two wives each, then there's enough men to go around. Even every good woman gets a good man. And since we all know men think about sex more often than women, his wives don't have to carry the full load. They can literally take a day off. Polygyny allows women to have sex as often or as few times as they want. If their husband has 3 wives, the situation gets even better for them. In the patriarch Jacob's marriage to 4 wives, Rachel, Leah, Billy, and Zilpah, it was the women who decided with whom Jacob would have sex each night. Each night. Wow. Jacob was a bigger man than I. I couldn't even do that. I couldn't keep up that pace. Anyway, there are also practical benefits. Childbirth is very dangerous for women. even now, and even more so in ancient times. One of Jacob's wives, Rachel, died giving birth. Even today, pregnancy is the single greatest threat to women's health that exists today. But under our modern paradigm of monogamy, every woman must give birth to at least 2 children. If a woman doesn't, some other woman has to make up the difference. Have 3 children or 4 children. If women don't have enough children, on average, to replace herself and her husband, humanity dies out. Under our current paradigm, every woman has to give birth to at least 2 children on average. If one woman shirks that responsibility, another woman has to take it up. But under polygyny, most women need have only 1 child. Much safer, much better for women's health. Only the women who love being pregnant and have easy births have to have more than 1. Think about it. If a man has 2 wives, that family of 3 must have only 3 children to replace them in the next generation. So 2 wives must give birth to only 3 children. And that math scales up all the way. If 30% of men take 3 wives each, 70% of women need to have only 1 child to replace the next generation. And guess what? The benefits don't end there. There's more. If 20% of men have 40% of the women as wives, that leaves only 60% of women for the remaining 80% of men. That leaves 20% of men without wives. This forces men to improve themselves to get even 1 wife. The end result is that more women get good men. Women have to give birth to only 1 child to keep humanity going, and men are forced to improve themselves. So, we ask again, are we right today, or was Moses right? Do we care about women's health and well-being? Did Moses care better than we do? There's the question for this week. Goodbye for now. See you next week, same time, same channel. Okay, where's the off button? I don't